Good night and welcome to Benalmádena's first English news broadcast. Digital Costa del Sol brings you every Friday all the information about this week's news. Once again, this year we attended the start of the secondary education school year, visiting one of the municipality's institutes that also received the institutional visit of Junta Andalucia's government delegate in Málaga.
The academic course has started at the secondary education centers, and the mayor of Benalmádena, Víctor Navas, and the councillor for education, Pablo Centella, visit the IES Benalmádena, where they had a meeting with the government delegate of the Junta de Andalucía in Málaga, Patricia Navarro, who was visiting our municipality to value various investments that she has planned for the regional entity in Benalmádena. Navas thanked Navarro for her visit and has shown all his support to the teachers in the arduous task they have in this new course. Today, we are grateful for the presence of the delegate of the Andalusian government on the occasion of the beginning of the course for secondary students, as well as the hospitality of the management of the center, and express our absolute support and maximum admiration to the teachers who have to carry out their work in a context as complicated as that of the pandemic. The mayor has highlighted the growth of the municipality, which made these new centers necessary. Benalmádena has gone from having 40,000 inhabitants in 2007 to about 70,000 in 2021, which means almost doubling the population in the last 14 years, despite which the last educational infrastructures built in the city date from 2007 and 2008. For her part, Navarro, who has been supported by the spokesperson and several councillors of the Popular Party of Benalmádena, has valued the great work of the teachers during the past year. She has also highlighted that the autonomous entity has planned projects with an investment of 15 million, among which are the new primary and secondary schools. We have tried to place Benalmádena at the top of the priorities of the Ministry of Education, and it is coupled with another important project that is highly demanded by the municipality, a center for infant and primary education in the area of Finca Doña María, on a ceded plot by the City Council. It has also valued other interventions that are part of that investment of 15 million euros, such as the new comedor at the El Panal Nursery School.
City Council continues to carry out work on the Bellavista Lakes at Avenida Mare Nostrum, an intervention whose aim is to improve the functioning of the pumps, reduce bad odors and make the area more attractive.
Benalmádena's mayor, Víctor Navas, and the councillor for Parks and Gardens, Joaquín Villazón, visited Mare Nostrum Avenue last week to see the results of the works being carried out in the Bellavista Lakes. Navas has valued the intervention, which will give more prominence to the lakes, which until now were semi-hidden, and the investment made of almost 200,000 euros. The lakes have been ground with about 500 cubic meters of sand, which would be equivalent to the load of about 500 trucks, in order to reduce the bottom and avoid the danger of possible accidents, as happened years ago. Thus we gain in security in addition to cleaning up an environment that remained neglected, thus recovering a pleasant and green space for citizens and responding to a neighborhood demand. The mayor also highlighted the effort they are making to create and rehabilitate green spaces, always in line with the new city model. It is one more action within our line of recovery of green spaces. In our city model, wooded areas prevail, and for this reason we continue to advance in other projects, such as the development of the Albaitar Park. We want Benalmádena to continue to be the city where everyone wants to live, prioritizing quality of life and the well-being of citizens over any other criteria. Parks and Gardens Councilman has stressed that although the intervention is finished, during the next few months they will give some final touches to beautify the area. We have already completed the bulk of the work. Only small details remain that we will undertake little by little, thus improving the final result. It was very important to finish the part of the action related to the circulation of water in both lakes, to avoid stagnation or bad odors, facilitating their constant movement. Villazón has finished his intervention, stressing that this area, which had been abandoned, is now being valued again thanks to this intervention. Where before there was a wasted and lifeless environment, now we have created a promenade area where the passerby can sit quietly and enjoy the surroundings.
Benalmádena is making a clear commitment to a new city model with sustainability at its core. Albaitar Park will be one of the main actions of this commitment, along with other measures such as the tree management plan.
Benalmádena's mayor, Víctor Navas, and the councillor for Parks and Gardens, Joaquín Villazón, visit the grounds of the future Albaitar Park last week to announce that the area will be closed. Navas highlighted that it is one of the most important and largest works in the municipality. This government team has a firm commitment to the development of the Albaitar Park, as shown by the recent tenders related to this project. The park has an area of 22 hectares, an area that remained for many years full of weeds and abandoned, and to which this legislature has finally given the definitive impulse for its development. The first mayor of the municipality has explained that they plan to begin with the closing of the park as well as to start the bidding process for phases 1 and 2. Little by little, we continue to take steps so that the park is the great green lung of Benalmádena. It is a project that will take years to complete, but we are heading in the right direction towards that model of a sustainable city in which the well-being of the citizen prevails. In addition, he has announced that work will also be done on the paving and lighting in the vicinity. For his part, Villazón has highlighted the progress of the works, reviewing the different actions that have been carried out. We are working in phases on the construction of the park. We start adapting the roads and then planting some trees that are already in the growth phase, to then put out to tender the ditching of the Pantano stream, and that one of the first and second park phase.
Last week, we celebrated European Mobility Week, an initiative that seeks to promote the use of public transport as well as other alternative vehicles in order to reduce the environmental impact.
Mobility Councilman and Innoven CEO Javier Marín presented last week the actions prepared by his delegation to celebrate the European Mobility Week, announcing a photography contest organized by the municipal company. We present the European Mobility Week, which runs from September 16th until 22nd, and we are going to take advantage of this occasion to launch a photography competition at Innoven. We want participants to show their sustainable mobility alternatives with photographs while traveling by bus, bicycle, on foot, or other non-polluting vehicles. The rules can be consulted on Innoven website, as well as the email address to send the photographs for the competition. The winners will be awarded with tickets to Selvo Marina, the cable car, or the tourist bus. Marín, who has accompanied by Innoven manager Eva Fortes, highlight the need for this type of awareness-raising measures and announced that on Wednesday, 22nd, the line 103 will be free for everyone, as well as other measures to promote alternative transport. We do not want to miss the opportunity presented by this European Mobility Week to announce that on September 22nd, the central day of the week, everyone will be able to access line 103 of the municipal transport service free of charge. But we do not want to stop here. In recent times, public institutions have been insisting on the need to progressively try to leave the private vehicle behind in favor of healthier and more environmentally friendly transport alternatives. For this reason, Innoven is going to promote a series of measures in the coming months to encourage the use of public transport. The councilman also pointed out that this line has increased its frequency and it is also planned to increase its range. Line 103 will have new timetables adjusted in line with the arrival and departure times of the educational centers. We are also going to improve the frequency of the service as well as reaching other parts of the municipality, which we believe it is vitally important that we are also covered by municipal public transport. In 2022, we will allow free use of the Line 103 for registered citizens. We are already acquiring the cards that will allow registered residents to use the bus free of charge. European Mobility Week is an annual campaign for sustainable urban mobility organized with the political and financial support of the European Commission for Environment and Transport. It is the perfect opportunity to present sustainable alternatives to citizens, explain the challenges cities face in order to induce behavioral change and move towards a more sustainable transport strategy for Europe.
This week, work began for the creation of a new roundabout on Avenida Antonio Machado, located at its confluence with the Sirocco Lane, in order to improve the traffic in the area.
This week, work began on the creation of a new roundabout at Antonio Machado Avenue, located at its confluence with the Sirocco Lane. The forecast is that the new roundabout will be enabled for use this week. This new roundabout will provide greater fluidity of circulation to Antonio Machado Avenue, also facilitating access to the north of the municipality and enabling a new U-turn point in the section between Los Molinillos and Solimar roundabouts. In this way, the duplication of routes will be avoided and the number of crossings for marking direction changes will be considerably reduced by enabling a new point for this between Molinillos and Solimar. To this end, the operational service has proceeded to remove around 15 linear meters from the median in order to gain the space necessary to facilitate the turn for vehicles to change direction in traffic. In addition, new vertical traffic signage will be installed and a new pedestrian crossing will be painted. The withdrawal of part of the median has forced the transplanting of one of the palm trees, which has been relocated at the La Paloma Park. The operational service councilman, Salvador Rodríguez, has also announced that in the coming weeks it will proceed to eliminate online parking spaces. The process of remodeling and reordering traffic on Avenida Antonio Machado will mean advancing in the recovery of Benalmádena Costa as the nerve center of tourism and commerce in the municipality. In this sense, the councilman has reported that after learning about the government team's project for Antonio Machado Avenue and its surroundings, large fashion and restaurant firms have already shown their interest in investing in the area.
Andalucia's coronavirus incidence rate continues to drop, while the administration of a third COVID jab to the general population is Spain's health ministry recommendation to the autonomic governments.
The Andalusian region has this Wednesday, 22nd September, registered a total of 468 new coronavirus infections, an increase of 176 cases in 24 hours, but 160 fewer than last Wednesday. Data from the Andalusian Institute of Statistics and Cartography also counts 15 deaths, 5 more than the day before and 4 more than a week ago. The cumulative incidence rate for the region stands at 65.2 cases per 100,000 inhabitants, down some 3.8 in 24 hours and 24.3 fewer than last Wednesday. The 468 new positives are registered after the 292 on Tuesday, the lowest figure since March 30. By provinces, 117 infections were registered in Málaga, followed by 105 in Seville, 73 in Almería, 53 in Cádiz, 38 in Granada, 34 in Huelva, 29 in Córdoba, and 19 in Jaén. As for the 15 deaths, 6 were recorded in Seville, 5 in Málaga, and 1 each in Almería, Córdoba, Granada, and Jaén. Cádiz and Huelva are the provinces that have not registered any death this Wednesday. The administration of a third COVID jab to the general population continues to cause misgivings among a good part of the scientific community and continues to fuel controversy between countries and experts. But within Spain's Ministry of Health, that controversy does not exist. Internal documents from the department, headed by Carolina Darias, clearly show a commitment to administer an extra dose of a coronavirus vaccine to the general population, beyond the elderly in nursing homes and people with weakened immune systems, which has been agreed so far. The Health Ministry revealed its preferences in private on 16 September in an internal report of the Public Health Commission, which includes several references to the need for this booster dose. In that document, in which the third jab was given the green light to people with very high-risk immunosuppressive treatments and to residents in care homes for the elderly, the ministry states evidence is available in other countries that the effectiveness offered by a complete schedule of vaccines against COVID over time wanes, especially in the elderly. The Public Health Report referred to studies carried out in Israel and in the UK to support the need for a booster dose in the entire population to counteract the loss of efficiency and referred to a strong immunity-lowering effect in all age groups after 6 months, and that the Delta variant causes a significant drop in the effectiveness of the vaccines with only 2 doses. Meanwhile, the European Medicines Agency, which has for weeks been evaluating the request of Pfizer-BioNTech to include the possibility of administering additional doses of Comirnaty, could rule early next month on this controversial issue. A decision from the EMA is expected in the week of October 4th, said the Ministry of Health report. However, the official document makes it clear that Spain does not have to follow the EMA's guidelines, as it did last spring when it limited the use of the AstraZeneca vaccine to those under 60 years of age, despite the European regulator urging it to be used without an age limit. The Ministry of Health's preference for the third dose, despite the fact that organizations such as the World Health Organization or the Advisory Committee of the United States Food and Drug Administration still do not see evidence of its need, is not new. On 23 July, Carolina Darias herself in a radio interview said, "Everything seems to indicate that we will have to give a third dose," and she suggests that it could be an annual jab. In May, the European Commission closed a €1.8 billion deal with Pfizer for the supply of vials until 2023.
And these are today's headlines. Secondary education starts the course. Navas visits the Bellavista Lakes. New works in the Albaitar Park. Marín presents the European Mobility Week. New runabout at Avenida Antonio Machado. Spain's Ministry of Health supports a third COVID vaccine dose. The weather forecast for the weekend will leave us with slightly cloudy skies except for cloudy intervals at the Axarquía region with a chance of showers in the early hours. Minimum temperatures falling and maximum temperatures rising. Morning mist and fog inland with wind from the west, light inland. And that's all. Thank you for watching us, and remember, you can stay updated on our website or social media profile on Facebook and Twitter. Have a good night and enjoy the weekend.